Alright, today we're going to be looking at making a complex elevator, like this one. Level loads, gets all put back together. I'm going to jump on here, and it's going to go up in the air. And when I jump off of this platform, elevator comes back down. So it doesn't come back down unless I'm off the elevator. And it's made of a whole bunch of just made up stuff. You know, like this is a few static meshes. Actually, interactors are called. Alright, so let's begin. First off, I'll maybe just start over. Okay, in a scene, we need some static meshes. And to save a few hours here, I'm just going to add like 3 this time because really it takes a while. So right click and say add interactor. Okay, that's a cool little mesh. This one, sure. Add interactor, and maybe that light. Sure. Right click, add interactor. So they all have to be interactors. They cannot be static meshes because static meshes cannot be animated. So right click, make this one flat. We'll take and go Alt, click and drag, and then rotate this one up. So now we have this platform, and then we'll take this light and we'll add it to the platform. Okay, go like this, rotate it, just like that, and then we'll put that in place. Okay. Now, let's go with 3. You get the idea. So the first thing we're going to do is take this and we're going to animate it. We're going to go into Kismet. Right click in Kismet, add new matinee. Then I'll double click the matinee window, and then we have this. I'm going to take this bottom one, right click here and say new empty group and hit OK. Then with it still highlighted, I'll go right click, add new movement track. So the movement track, if I have this right, I should be able to click here and then click back onto the new group and everything highlights. Same with clicking here and adding movement track, it highlights. If that doesn't happen, you screwed up. Then I'll extend this out, let's say to 4 seconds, and then move my scrubber over to 4 seconds. Then I'll take my base, move it up in the air, and then add a key. So if all went well, I should be able to scrub across the timeline and this happens. Okay, you can't just group these together. It just doesn't work that way. We have to add them as bases, and then we have to move our pivots. Some are easier than others. So let's say these two. These two are going to be really easy because they kind of have the same pivot value. So in this case, we click on this one, bring up its properties, and lock them. Then we go to the bottom, type in base, and add it using the green arrow. Just like that. And I'm going to say ignore base rotation. Then I'll click on the next one, which I'll have to unlock to get to the light. Then lock the light. Okay, so lock it, type in base, click on the base, click the green arrow. And you can see why I only added 3 meshes, because yeah, it gets a little tedium at the time. Alright, let's go save as. Make sure you always save with this workflow, because yeah, it is kind of schizophrenic. If all went well, you should be able to double click the matinee window and then scrub across the timeline, and all of them go up at once. But then you're going to have this. So this is the pivot point I was talking about. And let's say I had this item and it wasn't obeying. Well, I could double click on it, page down, or you can find the pivot by going into pivot. So pre-pivot. And this is a really confusing thing because it's actually upside down and right side up, it feels like half the time. So this is what I do. I try the water. So let's say 50. 50 moved it up. Good. Let's say 150. 200. And if I need to see it, I can go into wireframe. There it is right there. So 350. Good. I like it there. That looks cool. And now 25. Okay, that one's bad. See, Y is up, but really it's, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? So negative 50. And now there's a little bit of a skosh here. If you use this arrow, you can get it skoshed into position. Again, if you want to see that, you go just to like maybe unlit. See if you can move it. Perfect. And again, if you want to move it anywhere down, you can go like that. There we go. Now, the bad news. After you like it the way you want it, you just close this out and it's going to blow up. Okay? It's going to blow up. And it's real easy to fix. This is what you do. You right click here and just add a new event called level loaded. At the beginning of the level, it's going to play and it's going to pause. Okay? That means when I jump into this level, it's going to look together. Yes, yes. Nobel Peace Prizes can be accepted at my website somewhere. Now, how do we trigger it, right? Because that would be cool to do. So right click and say add actor, add trigger. Let's put this trigger here. And let's use that same technology we just found. So double click it, lock it, type in base, and then click the base, and then click the attachment. Now, this trigger is set to 1 right now. So let's go into the Kismet window and make sure that it's put into place and put at 0. Remember, this one's set to 1, a one-time event when loaded, and you want that. Now, right click, new object using trigger. Notice I have this highlighted. Oops. Right click, new event using trigger touch. That's what I meant. Okay, so when it's touched, it's going to play. And when it's untouched, it's going to go into reverse. So the elevator comes back down. Okay, again, you should save. Save all. So let's see what happens. Right click, play from here. Okay, pretty cool platform. Gonna hop on it. going to go in the air and it's not going to take me with it. Why? Very easy. So here, let's make sure this is unlocked. Double click the base and type in COL. This is for collision. And for collision, I want to say block all. And then close that out. Also, it helps to have a better visual on this. So let's go to the world properties and change it to the world properties of default game type UT game. So default game type UT game. Right click, play from here. Okay, let's hop on this elevator. It goes up in the air. I'm afraid of heights. And look, it even got the shadow correct. Isn't that awesome? Hop off. And let's see what happened. I think I forgot that stupid 0 again. So here's the touched. Let's go down. Yes, max trigger 0. Most forgot thing ever when you're using Kismet. The trigger 0. So max trigger count 0. Close that out. Try it again. Play from here. Jump on the cool elevator. Goes up in the air. Jump off. Elevator comes back down. Golf clap. Yeah. So there you go. A working elevator. Pretty super simple. Made out of junk. Enjoy.